It was to dip for my...
Oh, your finger's been in there?
Yeah.
I don't want that then. I might sip it, honestly. I'm like, where's your finger been?
Near no buttholes.
Near no... I don't believe you at all. I don't believe...
You want to bring it in?
I mean, yeah.
I thought that's what you did.
Could be the staple. You're the bringer-inner. Look at him get the smile. I mean,
let's do it.
Let's do it. What an honor.
What's going on, guys? Peer Review. We're back with another guest. And Zach here, Jeremy's roommate. And also, it's kind of fun. Both Zachs in the room. You've heard him before in our other videos, kind of talking off in the corner. And we finally got him to get on the podcast visually. So, Zach, I'm glad
you're here.
Yeah, me
that
too.
You're on here.
And
so,
you'll be seeing a lot more of
other?
me, you know, because like Zach already said, I live here. Studio in my house at my studio. Not really sure your studio. The studio.
The studio.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if we have a name for this place yet.
The Peer Review Podcast Studio.
Peer Review Podcast Studio. Okay.
The hub.
We're gonna PRPS.
PRPS. There we go. We need something to put on the mail.
Perps.
Mm-hmm. On like Google's business, we can have.
Yeah, drop the pin here.
Yep.
Yes.
People are just showing up.
Yeah, we don't want that. No. We won't be doing that.
No. But we're excited to share a new, like, what would you call it?
It's a segment. We have a new segment that we're going to add to the podcast.
Yeah, we wanted to switch it up for you guys. We wanted to bring something more to the podcast. And I'll let Jeremy bring it in.
Oh,
the idea.
All right. So
or we can save it as a surprise.
We could save it as a surprise.
Yeah, should we save it for a surprise?
I think we should save it.
Okay.
You guys are really gonna
you guys will have to wait then, and we'll share the surprise here in a little bit.
Yep.
All right. So, I also, Zach, wanted to bring up, I have this new app, and it's got some cool ideas. Some are like outlandish. Some are just plain silly, and but I think it'll make a fun podcast. So I wanted to go through some of these, and I really wanted to ask you a few of them. I actually saved them because I knew that you were going to be on, and I wanted to get your take on it.
So you saved them for me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I do think about you sometimes. You're a good human.
That's a first.
Yeah.
I
Wow. Never heard
thought.
that? No? Well, here we go. So we're going to start with a would you rather. All right?
Oh, boy.
All right. Would you never use toilet paper again or wear wrinkled clothes forever?
For sure the toilet paper one.
Really?
Yeah. Haven't you ever heard of, like, Navy SEALs or Marines where you go to a riverbed, okay?
Yeah.
And you stick your hands down in the mud and you kind of feel around, and then sooner or later you pull up a river rock where it's kind of nice and it's smooth and it's flat, but like it's rounded to, it kind of looks like a guitar pick, you know what I mean? But instead of holding the fat end with the point out, you flip it around and you hold the point and the spoon shaped end. You just slide that bad boy through the cheeks, man. It's like a squeegee for a window. You guys clearly have never.
That is the last thing that came to my mind.
Yeah,
hello.
Bro, I'm not trying to stick stuff between my cheeks. Typically.
No. If I'm gonna go that route, I would go like the soft, like.
I'm using a leaf.
Leaf out in the woods.
Yeah, but you never know. You could pick up the wrong leaf.
I'm pulling it off of a tree that I recognize.
You can also
like
pick
an
up
oak
a jagged
tree
rock.
or a
Could
birch
be the
tree.
wrong
Birch tree, easy. You can't mistake a birch tree.
In Minnesota.
I would just look for one that looks not poisonous, but a tree nonetheless. I'm not picking leaves up off the ground. I'm not using weeds to wipe my butt, dude.
What is the? It's not rhubarb. What's the one that turns? It's kind of like a
hosta.
No, like the bush in the ditch. It turns red.
Sumac?
Sumac.
I wouldn't do that.
See,
No.
that's what I'm saying.
Well, where did you learn? Like, who gave you the idea to wipe your ass with a rock?
Rogan podcast.
Wow. Okay.
Trial and error.
Have you tried it?
I have not, but I take his word for it. Okay?
Really?
Yeah.
Just I'm gonna go into the stream, find a smooth rock, and that's what I'm gonna use to.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the last thing that came to my mind.
Think about it. It's like a squeegee.
No.
You use a squeegee on a window, right? And it's
So what do you do
The last
when
thing
you
I
have to
put
like
on my
clean
windshield though is a rock. Typically, I avoid those, dude.
It's not
find
soft.
a more squeegee. She won't leave me alone. Find a more squeegee-like thing in the woods. Pick a more squeegee-like thing.
Find
And
a
don't-
softer thing
don't
in the
tell-
woods than a rock.
But like a squeegee, the rubber portion that hits
There's
the
no
glass,
rubber.
that's not like soft. You know what I mean?
I
It's
might
like-
find a
it's
little bit of like
flexible.
dense moss
the
on a rock
friction
that you
okay?
can kind of turn into a mitt, maybe. A little bit of moss. That's dense and soft.
Yeah, that would be like wiping your ass with an oven mitt. I feel like that's not going to be quite.
I feel
the
like it would
same.
also make you more dirty.
Yeah.
Then you would have
Then you got a
moss
mess.
and shit down your
See,
You just jump in the river and just take care
Yeah.
of it all.
Let the flow
but then you're cold.
clean the cheeks.
You're wet. You're cold. Hypothermia. It's science. Okay.
Yeah.
Rocks. Next question.
Rocks in your butt. Okay. So we're all in agreement.
Perfect.
Rocks in
Yeah,
our butt.
rocks?
Okay.
No,
We've reviewed.
Wrinkled clothes, dude. Come on. You can't
Yeah,
be walking
abso-
around with wrinkled clothes.
We've reviewed nature's toilet paper.
yeah. What an opener.
What an opener.
No, this one might get a little deep. Would you think that, more highly intelligent people are less happy than individuals with just an average IQ?
Well, they do say that ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
And I do agree with that because there are plenty of times where all of a sudden you become aware of something and you are either more preoccupied with that, like this new found bit of information or knowledge,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
you are just overall more concerned about it. So now I
Yeah.
got something else to worry about. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, too, intelligence allows you to like probe the depths of wow, that's gonna be a sound
Probe
bite.
the
Yeah,
depths.
shouldn't have said that.
No, it's all good. Keep going.
Intelligence allows you to, it's kind of like an exploratory thing, you know what I mean?
What do you think, Jeremy?
I was gonna ask him if he probes the depths with a smooth rock.
That's what I was, sound bite, I could feel it as the words came out of my mouth.
What do you think, though, Jeremy? Do you think people, are they able to enjoy life more being
Dumb.
an average? No. let's
Okay,
not
just like
say dumb,
average
just
intelligence?
average. Or, you think more intelligent people, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like more intelligent people typically concern themselves with more ideas because they're capable of just like processing more at a time and more in depth.
right.
But
And
I think that-
especially
Do you think
now,
it comes with more stress than knowing more?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure,
So, like,
but I think you. But I
but think
you,
about it.
I
If
think
you,
you also have to contextualize the framework of the question. So the framework of the question was more or less: does a higher IQ make you happier or sadder? Is somebody with a lower IQ happier or sadder? Well, one could argue that a higher IQ makes you more aware of something, which does present the opportunity to provide sadness, but it's the depth, the range of depth. Do you see what I'm saying?
yeah, but
So somebody more centralized around this level of the spectrum. Okay.
what level of
is
the spectrum is that? Is
somebody-
that low or high?
somebody
Because I
who-
don't know where that. I don't know where that's at.
We're in the basement.
So you gotta look at it like a wave. You gotta look at it. Look at the frequency. Okay.
Yeah?
Look at the frequency. So
Okay.
you got
So we're
you-
frequencying
you've got
out people.
very shallow lows and
Uh-huh.
you've got very low highs. Okay.
Right.
You don't move a whole lot one way or the other.
The question is the high better than the low? Is it more intelligent people?
And my argument is that you need all of it to really make like a worthwhile life, man. How can you appreciate
So-
the highs way the fuck up here
Yeah.
if you've never actually been way the fuck down here?
Okay.
And so you scrunch all of that up to somebody who doesn't maybe necessarily understand if it's all real, just even keel. You know what I mean? Smooth sailing. Smooth, cliche as fuck. Smooth seas don't make for skillful sailors. So it's the argument there being you need the real, just deep down, low, dark, dirty, don't want to fucking do it anymore in order to appreciate the opposite side of that, and vice versa. That's what, like, it's managing all of that. That's what makes for a worthwhile life. Not just this, not just the bliss doesn't exist. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is just ignorance.
That's interesting. If you were going to answer the question, though, with is being more intelligent...
Are you alluding to the fact that I am above average intelligence?
I'm just asking what your thoughts were. Like, summarize basically what you're saying. Like, do you think people that with an average IQ are happier than people with a higher one?
Yes.
Okay.
No, other way around. Higher IQ.
So you think a higher IQ, they live more of a happier life?
Yeah, because I think there's more in the spectrum that they actually get to experience.
Enjoy.
How about this?
What about people that have a higher IQ, maybe have a better problem-solving set of skills?
Oh yeah. That's
so like
a given.
when you're maybe you run into problems in life, which everyone does, you have a more of a tool set to fix it. You have more options about going about the problem, so it makes things a little easier. Yet on the other hand, you might not even have the problem in the first place if you didn't know about it or you weren't concerned.
Well, that doesn't mean you don't have the problem. That just means you're not aware of the problem.
Absolutely. If you were never aware of the problem and it never even hit your radar, do you actually have a problem?
You do.
Really?
You do, yeah.
Then everyone's
100%.
got a problem and they just don't know it.
Well, let me ask you this. So here's the counter argument to that. If somebody's walking around and they refuse to go to the doctor and they've never been to the doctor, and because they don't go to the doctor, they're not diagnosed with cancer, does that mean that the cancer that's growing inside of their brain isn't actually there?
It's one of many problems, Zach.
But that's the argument, though.
True.
Simply not being aware of the problem doesn't mean that the problem goes away or that the problem isn't there. It does allow you to continue to move through life, not acknowledging the problem. But there is something to be said about acknowledging the problem and then sitting down, formulating a plan, working your way through it, getting to the other side.
What do you think, Jeremy? I want to hear your thoughts on this.
To make it simple,
sure.
There's a lot of dumb people with smiles on their faces.
They're not even dumb. It's just like...
He's got a point.
And there's a lot of intelligent people that you don't see. Like, let's take Elon, for instance. You see him doing this more often than not and smiling every once in a while.
Sure.
Okay.
So the two of you sitting on that side of the table, your conclusion here is that less intelligent equals happier life?
I think less is more, yeah.
I think they, in a way, they choose to not concern themselves with certain things.
Sure.
Yeah.
But does that... So I think you also then have to take into consideration with the argument fulfillment along with happiness. So
yeah, but it's relative because
exactly.
your wavelength, right?
Exactly.
The one you're talking about where you can only appreciate up here if it's way down here.
Right.
Well, if they're only willing to see this...
That's my point.
Then it's relative because this tiny little low could just be massive for them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And this tiny little high could be massive.
So then along with continuing or extrapolating on essentially what it is that you just said, the answer to the argument then is happiness just is. It's not
just is. There's no decision.
One individual is not necessarily happier than the other, regardless of the IQ or the ability or the achievement or the...
That's interesting.
So my grandmother used to tell me, God rest her soul, my grandmother used to tell me all the time, happiness is a choice.
Yes, agreed.
It's a choice.
Absolutely. Yes. I think if more people, it's easy to say, hard to do kind of thing where it's up to you to have the mindset to be happy. It's up to you to have to where's your mind at?
Mm-hmm.
When you're thinking of a situation, are you looking at what side are you looking at it?
So
are you looking at
let me ask
half
you,
full,
let
half
me ask
empty?
You this. Let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to consider or gone so far as to look up the actual definition, and I don't mean the Webster definition, but I mean in the when our founding fathers wrote the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution in 1776, whatever one it was. I'm pretty sure it's the Declaration of Independence where they say, "and the pursuit of happiness."
Mm-hmm.
So when they wrote that line, have you ever gone so far as to look for the definition of what it is that they meant when they said, "and the pursuit of happiness"?
No.
So are you asking what, if I've ever looked it up, or what my pursuit of happiness would be?
So their definition, if you were to ask most people,
Yeah.
most people would say something along the line of feeling, right? So it's a feeling of happiness. I want to feel a certain way, glad,
I'd say different.
So
I would say that people. Hang on.
Generalizing. I'm generalizing.
Yeah. How about this? How about the pursuit of happiness is like along the words of what you said, feeling of doing something.
Yeah. So
it's more of like everyone wants to be doing something that they love or chasing something. So I would say
their definition, and I'm going to paraphrase here too, so it's not exact. You can look it up if you want to. Was to live a bold, courageous, and noble life. So happiness isn't necessarily, if you go by that definition, and again, if you look it up, it might be phrased a different way slightly, but it'll make more sense. Their definition isn't necessarily to live the good life.
Mm-hmm.
It's to live a good life. So if you internalize that for yourself, regardless of whatever you're in.
Have you lived a good life?
I try to.
Are you living? Do you think you live in a good life right now?
I try to.
Yeah. What do you mean?
It takes work. It takes concerted effort. Every single morning, you got to wake up and you got to make a decision. Like this is
the good life.
A good life, not the good life. There's a difference there. Dan Blizzak. whatever the fuck is
Blizzak's a tire.
What'd you say? Blizzak.
Blizzak. It's a
He's
winter tire.
Yeah.
Oh
car
boy.
guy. His
car
God
guy.
damn it. You know
what?
You know?
should just go in the room.
Cat
Yep.
ass in the microphone.
Put your asshole on the microphone one more time. See where it goes.
What was I saying? Anyway, he lived the good life, and it didn't amount to much.
No.
I would never argue whether or not that guy is happy or not happy. I would argue to the fact that that's not necessarily wouldn't fit my definition.
No yawning.
I didn't yawn.
Did you?
I might have.
Yeah.
It's late. This is a late podcast.
It's not that late. It's 10:09.
Ooh.
Past my bed.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta stop
Hey, Zach.
the drive.
Ooh.
I don't have to.
We're in the middle of a podcast.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Zach.
And when do you got to go anywhere?
Hey,
I'm not driving.
Zach.
I guess.
Sorry, I'm listening.
What device could you not live without? What thing? I shouldn't say device. What thing could you not live without? And, if it was no longer to exist, what would you do? One thing.
It's definitely not toilet paper.
No, maybe over there in the freaking rock pile.
I don't know if I have an answer to that. I really don't. I feel like there's really, at the end of the day, I don't think there's something.
A device?
A video game?
I got a device you couldn't live without.
Pick it.
Buttons.
No buttons on here.
Pants.
All right.
Your jeans button.
My jeans are, well, I mean, there's a zipper, but then above the zipper is a button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Buttons. That's his
Buttons.
argument. That's a good argument.
yeah.
That's a good argument.
Interesting.
You'd be really pissed if the next day buttons were gone. You'd be like, what the
Most of
shit
my-
would just
okay.
be falling
With
apart.
the exception of this shoe,
Just
most of my
doesn't
shoes
button
are
anything anymore because it doesn't have a clicker.
Well, that's not even like to say closed. Like
There's
all
no,
of your
flat
devices
part up on
wouldn't,
the top.
your
It's just a
devices
peg.
wouldn't have buttons.
Right.
Yeah.
Buttons are not excluded
like
to
that.
clothing buttons. I'm
That's a good
talking
point.
like buttons.
That's a good point. Hey, shithead.
Hey.
We're doing something here.
I mean, he, right?
She.
She just wants to be a part of it.
I know.
But you
sit
can't.
there. That's fine.
It's all
What do
good.
you think? Okay.
Maybe we should give her the mic.
You just hear.
That'd be nice. Oh, she wants to be a part of it.
Stop putting your asshole near me.
Well,
You got another one?
yeah, I do. I got 100
Oh, I
and
don't wanna
some
go through
like
100.
no,
Fuck that.
no. All right. Well, I was gonna say I think after this question we should bring in the new segment and have you guys be a part of what we have coming up next. And when I say be a part of, literally be a part of it. So I'm excited for it. But right after this question, Zach, dang it, I lost my train of thought. Let me check it. All right. Do you think, because some people say it just makes you a better person, but I would say, I mean, it depends. Do you think someone with more power or someone that gets power that didn't have it before, do you think it changes who you are as a person?
That depends on your definition of power, and it depends on...
Let's say the power is money. Let's say that you have more money now. Do you think that changed you as a person, or is it just gonna...
No, I would say along the argument that
it,
Gary Vee proposes. It's not an argument, really, but it's more of like a mantra. It's a statement that he made, which is not necessarily his statement, but money doesn't change you. It exposes you.
Mm-hmm. Or how about amplifies you? Who you are as a person.
I mean, money is definitely a tool.
I mean,
so
when
all
it
tools
amplifies
can
you,
either be-
say like you're a good person, right?
Yeah.
But also you got a lot more money and a lot more power. Are you gonna become an even better person? Like,
Look at J.K.
are you able to do more things, like more nice things? With more money,
J.K. Rowling
or...
would be a prime example of that. You know, so she wrote the Harry Potter series. She became a multi-billionaire, and then shortly after she received her last check from Disney for the theme park edition, which just increased her billions, she gave it all to charity. I mean, she's worth like $1 million now.
So would you say it just amplifies the person?
Yeah.
Okay. What about when people have power and it's taken away from them? Do you think they're the same person? Because people with power and money, and when it's taken away from them...
Depends on the person.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a really tough thing. I mean, to be like you put yourself in a situation and you believed in this of who you are and the power you have, the money you have, or whatever. But now it's taken from you. People go into depression. People they change as a person.
Sure.
Maybe not everyone.
My argument to that would be the only power that can be taken from you wasn't power that was yours in the first place. It was power that was either bestowed or given to you. So it wasn't necessarily yours. You were borrowing it or loaning it. So one of my favorite quotes...
So does it change you? Or does it just expose you? Again?
It depends on what you did in order to earn that power in the first place. But if you actually created it for yourself... So one of my favorite quotes is by Seneca the Younger. So he was a Greek philosopher, playwright, a number of things. Mostly he was he practiced Stoicism. So he was a Stoic philosopher. And the quote goes, I'm trying not to fuck this up.
But you did.
No, it was, he who holds his own freedom, no.
Close. Jeremy, what do you think?
Click. No, this is important. This goes somewhere. Give me a minute.
Do you think power changes people?
It can.
It can.
Depends on the person.
Yeah.
You have to have a strong set of morals to not change when you start to get power.
See,
there you go.
This
With great responsibility.
Nice one, Spider-Man.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Or Stanley. I guess Stanley was the one that,
All right, whatever.
He fucked his quote up. I can fuck mine up. But this is why, because the Greeks spoke so Yoda-like. You know what I mean? Two words here, and then they come back for 2 words, and then they jump forward 6.
I don't know who Yoda is.
Yoda? Wow, dude. Get some culture, huh? Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power.
Oh, boy.
Most powerful is he. Listen to it, dude. Most powerful is he who holds himself in his own power. Nope. Nobody owns you. Nobody controls you. You're not dependent on anybody else. You don't rely on anybody else. Think about that for a minute when all that you are and all that you do is solely dependent on you. That would be power that nobody else could actually take from you.
That's true.
Back to the argument. Does power change you? No, because if it's actually power that came from your own being, it is simply just you. If it was given to you, it can be taken from you, and therein lies the changeability.
Fair enough.
Damn, I'm good at answering these questions.
Really? I mean,
look at the look of bewilderment on his face.
right on. Hey,
Yeah.
well, this is a good
good
segment. This is a good spot
can we
to
get to
introduce. Let's, dude.
And you ruined it.
And wow. All right. No, you guys.
I just really
Right
wanted
after
to
this.
head him off.
All right.
Sorry.
We are gonna introduce this new segment.
The new segment that we have planned is a pretty cool one. It is simulation racing. So in the studio, we have a racing simulator. Through the PlayStation 4, we're playing Grand Turismo Sport, which allows everybody to be competitive, and that will bring some fun to all of the guests that come on, because now there's a reason to be here. There's some incentive to beat everybody else that comes on the podcast.
Everybody likes a challenge.
Everybody likes a challenge. So, what that means is we picked a vehicle, which is a 2013 BMW M3. Everybody's going to be in the same vehicle. Everybody's going to be on the same track. The challenge is the same every single time. So you get 2 laps, one other car on the track. You get 1 point, I guess. I don't know how we're going to do it quite yet. We're going to play it by ear as how we rank people.
Figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably going to be something like fastest time and if you can pass the other car on the track. So we all 3 did our laps.
Steering wheel, pedals, whole 9 yards.
Steering wheel, pedal. Yeah, it's a racing simulator.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And to add to the competition, I don't know if we've decided yet. Every 10 episodes or
Every
10 races.
10
we wanted
episodes
to
sounds
do.
good. Excluding me and you.
Yep.
We did our races, but we won't count ours because
I mean, we have access to it, and
yeah.
Oh shit! So I'm the
kinda-
first on the
I'm
board.
too damn
Basically,
good. Yeah,
you
you
are
are
the
the
first
first
on
person on the board.
yes, yes. But that being said, every 10
Guaranteed
episodes,
winner.
yeah.
Not really.
Well, just hang on there. We got a lot of races.
I'm
We-
one
hey,
for
man,
I'm one
we
for
have-
one.
we have
We
9
were
more
there
races.
watching
For
you.
one.
We were there watching you
Mhm.
practice.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they don't know that.
Yeah.
We have 9 more people
Yeah,
to race.
9 more people.
So, but we want to have out of the 10 races, have there be a winner and a prize at the end. We want to have you guys have an incentive. We want you to win. We want you to be a part of this. And we're not sure on the prize yet. We've talked over
A brand new car.
Yeah.
No, well, hang on now. Hold up. We kind of wanted that to be
I mean,
up to
we-
you guys, honestly. I
could
think it'd be
Afford
I
a
mean,
new car, like a Hot Wheels
maybe
car.
not a hot, yeah. We were thinking maybe a cash prize, gift card, maybe a certain drink.
Yeah. Maybe you want a bottle of booze so you can drink and drive.
Right.
Not when you leave here.
Not here.
No. Nobody drinks and drives here.
Don't encourage them.
Yeah.
No, but for real, if you guys have an idea of what you want the prize to be, leave it in the comments. For real. Let us know. We're going to come up with an idea here. Obviously, we'll have an idea before our 10th race, but
We're gonna have an idea by next episode.
right. How about this? Next episode, we'll have our idea. So, with further ado, should we have our
we're
first
just
race?
Hop into the races. I
do it.
believe the first one is you. So
Okay.
here we go.
There we go.
All right. So starting off, the track is one of the tracks from Gran Turismo. So off
That's
to
a good start.
Hey, man. Both hands on the wheel.
So the other car on the
So
track
you're coming
is
in on third.
a newer BMW M4 against an M3.
Oh. I don't know if you mentioned this, but 2 laps, right? Everyone has 2 laps.
You get 2 laps.
And there is one car in front of you. Whoever has the best time is gonna win.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. If I had my choice, I would have said manual transmission, but I understand that not all people are like coordinated that way.
Yeah, but it also makes it almost
levels the playing field in a different way because you have to allow the car.
But like here, you want to be in second,
but you have to allow the game to shift
get there.
for you. Yeah,
that threw me here and there. Overall, though, good lap so far, Zach. You're like
very smooth.
Yeah.
Silky smooth.
For now.
Yeah, a little slow. I mean, you're like 108 coming into this corner.
And to remind you guys, I'm sitting in a real car seat. Like, I am driving. I have a steering wheel and gas pedal and brake pedal. Like, this is
clutch pedal, but we're not doing them.
We're not doing the clutch. But, yeah, this is very realistic.
Yeah, so this is the real lap here, right?
Lap 2. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, yeah.
It's lap 2 of 2, so this is like the 1.
Yep, come on, gotta get them. I think this is where I started getting desperate here pretty soon. Where I was like, man, I got to make
start driving a little bit aggressive. Coming in hot. Contact.
I wonder just letting them know, I'm here.
What the insurance thinks of a Bemis.
I am on them.
I wonder who's in the other car. I like to think I think it's the Stig.
Ooh, coming in on the outside.
Going on the outside a little bit deep.
A little too far.
Okay. All right. You come back from that, though.
You took a trip to the beach. It's okay.
You brought a towel, right?
Yeah.
Man.
You got one corner. You got one corner to solve your situation.
You know what?
Oh,
I got this.
A little rough.
Classic.
A little rough. Yeah,
classic.
Just if you all else fails, dump him into the corner.
Dive bomb of the century.
You know what?
Just punt him off the track.
Nice.
Send him into the shadow round.
All right.
1
minute and 10.
1:10
4:71.
Very nice.
We got to write that down.
I don't think we're going to do the thousands,
we don't have to.
are we? It'll just
we'll
be...
just do a one...
Just do the hundredths of a second?
Just the first,
So 4:7. 1:10, 4:7.
Not bad. Not bad.
Okay. So next on the list was me. What did 35, I think. Let me see this.
And again, you guys, this is me and Jeremy's races are not going to be
counted on the board just because.
You got me to contend with right now.
Yeah, just be.
I mean, even if you
luck.
guys smoke us, we can still be on the board, but we're not going to,
partake. We want you guys to have the
competition.
enjoyment, not us.
All right, so far, Jeremy's doing... get rid of this banner down here.
Yeah, he's doing way better.
I can, yeah. All right.
So you didn't go in the corner already.
Yeah, no, he's quick.
Good.
He's quick. Notice, Zach, just for your own future reference.
Oh, here we go.
He's already in his gear, like the pre-selected gear. Okay, except for right there.
Yeah, I went a little too wide.
You can tell because he came out on the outside. Mm-hmm. But he's already in his gear coming into the corner, not in the middle of the corner.
Down.
Yeah, right. Like look at that. Look at that. He's already in two.
Quick tip for you guys.
Yeah,
when you come to play this game,
faster to hit the brakes.
Yeah, no.
Faster to go slow. Go slow to go fast.
Yep. Go slow coming in.
Slow is smooth.
Look at the finesse.
Fast.
Look at the finesse. Closing him off, not giving him an out. There's no contact. Not giving him a chance.
Compared to mine.
Very well done.
That first lap hitter.
Gabam.
But even that was only a 112.
Yeah, but I was behind him.
Oh, you're right. Right.
Not bad.
A little wide. Should have cleaned that up.
Fun lap.
Should have cleaned that up.
You got to feel comfortable doing this, riding the curbs a little bit.
And again, guys, another tip is if you can see, Jeremy has all the corners in his windshield.
In the corner of the windshield.
Yeah. Yes. So the curbs on the inside, these corners usually I keep the curb in this corner here, or this one not so much. You kind of just.
But the goal is to keep that corner in the corner.
Just to keep it within view.
Because this is a pretty realistic racing game. Like if you slam on the brakes, your brakes lock up, your tires lock up.
It's like driving a car.
Yeah,
like the steering wheel even gives you feedback.
Like you need to slow down on the brake. Like
went a little deep.
Yep.
What do we got?
Here we go.
Looking like 1.6, 1.5, 1.54. Whoa.
Okay. 5 second difference, not a big deal.
It's gonna be a tough lap.
We can make it up.
All right. And then Zach, the first ever
1-1, baby.
counted
1 for 1.
guest lap is coming up.
You
right
guys,
here.
you have to get on here and beat Zach.
Nobody,
You have to come beat Zach.
Nobody can compete with me as of now.
I'm pretty sure they can.
I feel like we should show them all right, we're going to skip all that?
I mean, do you want to watch your test run?
I mean, I just talked all this shit into the mic.
All
1
right.
for 1. No one can
We're gonna
compete
watch
with
his
me. I
test
feel like
run.
we got to have the test lap up
No,
here,
no,
right?
no, I don't think we should have a test
No?
lap.
All right.
Because is everyone else going to have a test lap?
Yeah, everybody gets a few
Yeah,
minutes
everybody's
to
gotta,
sit
like,
down.
feel
You're
it
not
out,
going to just
warm it
sit
up.
down and
You're
go
not going to
for it.
record them all and throw them up here, but
Yeah.
everybody's got to know that I'm human after they see
His first
this.
corner went wonderfully, obviously, into the wall.
Great.
So I am human. That's proof. That's proof. Because after you see the rest of this,
It's not easy. I mean,
Take notes. He doesn't learn his lesson here.
second time around, there we go.
And making love to the wall one more time.
Pretty sure any legitimate course anywhere, track, not course, excuse me, 4 wheels off the pavement is you remove your track privileges are removed for the day. Is that right?
I don't.
I'm pretty sure 2 wheels
sure.
off, you get a warning. 2 wheels off again, you get a warning. 4 wheels off, you're done for the day.
Well, all right. So here it is. Here's the real.
All of my
deal.
racing experience. Doing real well here with the gear selection. Look at that. Look at that. Look at
solve your
that.
problem?
Little quick.
Not
little
really.
quick. No,
Hey,
but that's
this
2
didn't learn
wheels
his
off.
lesson.
like mine.
2 wheels off.
This
2
looks
wheels
like
off.
mine.
2 wheels off. I'll catch him. Don't worry about
You're
it.
okay. It's the first corner.
Move the mouse.
It's all
There
right.
you go.
come on, man. What you doing? There you go. I also like, too, Zach, when you're racing, you have the steering wheel cranked. All the way around.
So I watched the little thingy here, but then as soon as it gets
can't-
all the way over to the end,
Yeah,
then I'm
it's-
just like, fuck it, keep going.
Yeah, and
Keep
that doesn't
going.
help because you're losing time when it comes back the other way.
Well, you
Right,
know.
a lot of
you
time.
know.
Yeah.
But hey, and when do you start braking? Right about
Right here. Yeah, about the
Here,
150
yep.
mark.
I don't even. Is there boards up?
No, there aren't boards up,
There
but
aren't
I'm
boards.
guesstimating. Notice how I'm right on his derriere here. Coming in. Look at this.
Coming in
Look at
hot.
this.
You
Look at
just
this. Look at
couldn't
this.
Finish off the move.
No, this
however.
looks good. This looks good. See that? No contact. No contact. Kept him out.
I'm
Boxed
pretty
him
sure there was
out.
contact.
No, there wasn't. Kept him behind. You would have heard it. You
Pretty
would've
sure I
heard
heard it.
it. No, you would have heard it.
I
Nope.
thought I heard it.
No, that was clean. That was classic racing. It was a solid move. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I see him in my rear view here. I've got like two car lengths maybe thereabouts.
Breaking way too much into that corner.
Because now I'm scared.
Yeah,
you know,
now
and
you're
now I'm
just-
defending something.
you're
I'm not coming
defending-
after first place. Now I'm defending first place because I'm in first place.
And 2 wheels
Yeah,
off.
more curbs. But, you know,
Also-
so this is the defensive part. Is if you play most of the track,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
left
not,
to right,
Don't listen to him
Don't
at all.
left to right, they can't
Because-
get around you. They can't get
because
around you.
That's
If
frowned
you-
upon because
you're
that's
losing
terrible
time.
etiquette.
If
also.
you take
If
up
you go off
most
the
of
track,
track,
keep in mind this game is real enough to notice
Also,
you did that, and you will have dirty tires, which
Yes.
gives you no traction.
well,
And
you
on
know,
top of that, you're wasting time. You're killing time, and you want to get the best time.
I like how
in
they're
your-
all criticizing me for a 169.
1069
That's going to be a tough one
garbage.
for well, first place. Okay.
Well, congratulations,
You're
Zach.
one of
You're
one.
The first, you are the fastest person around the track. You are the fastest person on the podcast.
I feel like I should get a belt. You know what? Like they have the
Jesus.
WWE Champions belt.
You know that'd be kind of fun, but
Wouldn't it?
no.
Wouldn't it? But you get like a Lightning McQueen on the front of it instead of just some big
a
obnoxious
Lightning
gold
McQueen.
plaque.
I think
Yeah.
that would be interesting. No, so you guys, if you like that, that's one of the things we
Fun
want to
segment,
offer
huh?
now.
Yeah.
To be a part of the podcast. Like when you come on, like we want you racing. We want you to be a part of it. Yeah.
No,
you
it was
get
a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah, did you have fun?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Would I
Was
do
the
it again?
adrenaline there?
Absolutely. Oh, for
Do it
sure.
again. What's the adrenaline there? You get really sweaty doing that. If you get into it,
Oh yeah, you do. My back, yeah, top to bottom, just.
yeah.
I'm a little nervous for like what my facial expressions look like, because there might be teeth clenching and.
Well, they would have already seen it.
Yeah.
Be a fucker. So,
It's in- we already-
that's true.
we
It's
already
in the
saw it,
video.
yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You got to see that. I didn't.
Bad hand placement on the steering wheel, like a grandpa.
I
or
was always
grandma.
told 11 and 1. Okay,
Right.
that's how I drive. All right.
We're thinking about too.
I know he's like, he wants nothing to do with this.
I wish you guys could see this. But it's also kind of
My dog hates the cat.
yeah.
terrified.
It's sad.
Terrified.
Well, what happened to him? I'd be terrified.
She
too.
beat him up.
Yeah,
She
your cat clawed
swatted
his eyes out.
His
Yes.
eyeball. Straight up
Jeez.
swatted him.
It's her house.
This is why I say your cat's not my favorite animal ever.
It's her house.
My least favorite animal. Barely.
Well,
Barely.
Does she pay rent?
she does.
I don't
No.
think
$35 a month, bro. Shit's
Right.
expensive.
Right.
Especially when you're a cat and you don't do anything.
I feel like letting her out sometimes.
Hey?
Hey, how about I'll do it? Come on. Where'd your cat go?
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding. I love
Obvious
cats.
jokes.
They're just
Obvious
sometimes
jokes.
they're mean.
I'm not kidding. Yeah, I'm not.
But no, I think you guys will enjoy the racing, and I think we've leveled it out pretty evenly.
Yeah.
And automatic, same track, same car, 2 laps. Everyone's get 2 laps and a practice lap.
You don't get easier than I shouldn't say easier. You don't get simpler than this. There's not an extra layer you could add.
It's a
Well, there is.
standard
There's a few layers,
variable.
but it's okay. I mean, it's competitive enough where people will have. It'll be a challenge for you, but not
Yeah.
so much where it's going to be like out of the realm of your capabilities.
Right.
It's a beautiful
I
thing.
guess that's what I meant to say.
Well, Zach, since you're the first one racing it, I know you mentioned a belt for
Yes.
the
Ooh.
gift.
Yes.
Is there anything else besides the belt, or is that actually something that you think it'd be cool?
The belt to me would be the.
The belt?
Huh?
Okay, I have one issue with the belt.
Right.
Because if we have to hand a belt to everybody,
like we gotta have them back on or get it from them somehow. I feel like we just want to
What do you
give you
mean?
something.
well, they
for
would get the
winning.
belt at the end, right? But then
No,
we would
you,
go
you get the belt for being the top, like.
out of the 10 episodes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's fine. But then,
Yeah. No, you don't need anything for racing.
do we
just
get
going
a
on the
new
podcast.
belt?
Do we get a new belt every 10 episodes? Then everyone's got a
suppose.
belt. But don't listen to think that everyone's got a belt then. Say there's multiple belts. It's not as cool when you have a belt
Yeah.
that's the same as another person's belt. Like,
Yeah, it
if
loses
you have the belt, man, it's got to be like you were the only one with that belt. So I don't think that's going to be the...
Peer review champion 1, peer review champion 2. Yeah, you couldn't really do that, but you know
You
what
wouldn't
could
want to
do?
be number 2.
No,
No,
you wouldn't. You
you would
wouldn't.
not
So
wanna
then
be
what you
number-
do is you bring everybody back on again to just.
We could have the
continue.
Champions League.
Yes.
We could just narrow it down every so often. We bring on like
Everybody gets a champion belt. Everybody gets
Maybe.
a champion belt. But then they
How
all
about
gotta come back
like gifts? How about like a gift card? How
I
about
think
cash?
that
How
might
about-
be the better
I
option.
think that might be like...
I will never say
you
no.
like
I will
coffee?
never say no to cash or free gifts if somebody wants
we'll
to.
get
Yeah,
you a
Black
Caribou-
Rifle coffee.
It's not
Black-
free.
Like,
It's
Black
not
Rifle
free.
coffee.
It's
What up?
earned.
it's earned.
It's earned.
Definitely earned.
Well, gifts is more.
We could probably do like a list of stuff. I mean,
Do you have a
maybe-
bag under the table full of like random stuff right now, and you're just trying to feel me out to see like what it is that you would like for me to pull?
Maybe.
out
You
of
trying to feel them up?
I'm not trying to feel them
Oh.
up.
feel me out.
Oh.
But yeah.
You
All right.
fill you up?
What?
Whoa!
Settle
That's
down.
not where we're not going there. But there's a few things in life that I pay more money than I would usually. This leads into my next question for you. So some people maybe cheap
really
out.
wanted to say hookers. there.
No. That's why I gotta retract a little bit here, because I knew that was like possibly headed. Some things you pay more money for. So maybe it's clothes, maybe it's food, or maybe it's your haircut. I was gonna say, what is one thing that you don't mind paying more money for? Like, what's one thing that you're comfortable?
I don't mind
Spending
paying.
an
I don't
extra
mind
penny
paying
on
a little bit more for anything, so long as I know that I'm getting the best of whatever it is.
What comes to your mind when you know you're like, you know what,
Am I making this difficult for you?
No, what's one thing that comes to your mind when you spend a little more money and you're proud of it because you're getting the better service or you're getting the better quality? Like, what is it one thing that you're comfortable spending more money with?
Clothes, watches.
You don't have any watches
anymore. No. Funny story, dude. The expensive one.
I've never seen him wear a watch other than one of mine.
I bought a Tagger Monaco.
One of mine.
I bought a Tagger Monaco for $8,000. I mean, it was used.
You spent $8,000 on a watch,
and then it got stolen.
Wow. Well, you know what? That's what happens when you buy an $8,000 watch.
That is what happens.
Congratulations, dumbass.
So you say clothes. So you would say clothes is the number one thing that you're most comfortable spending extra money on?
You're not going to give me that for, like, racing. Buy me some, like, car stuff. Like some car wax.
Car wax?
Yeah. Or some,
not everyone's a car guy.
I need a new clay bar.
Yeah. Jeremy, what's one thing that you're comfortable spending?
I'm the wrong one to ask this, dude.
More
you
money
give
on?
me... Hey.
Yeah. No, hang on. It's Jeremy's turn. Hang on.
Ooh, for better quality stuff.
Yeah.
Toilet paper. That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
That was my
You
answer
don't want
earlier.
to wipe anything with anything abrasive, preferably.
Mm-hmm. Or weak.
Most things that separate you from the ground, shoes, a bed, tires on your car. You don't want to skimp out on any of that.
That's a good point.
Those are very good points.
Yeah,
I was kind of leaning toward
separate
like
you from
one
the
thing,
ground.
but those are definitely all great things to spend more money on.
Yeah.
If I come in first place and that somehow yields for me a gift, whatever the gift is, I'm okay with because I came in first place.
For some reason, I feel like I'm going to cheat and put like a 7-minute time on the screen and then everybody will just beat you anyway.
7 minutes.
Well, you can't because it was 1 minute, 6 seconds, 44, 106, 44.
We'll just cut that.
It's 106, 44.
I can cut this.
106, 44.
The
You're going to be cutting a lot because it's 106, 44. Right. Yeah, 106, 44.
True.
Yeah.
I would agree with you, Jeremy. I think anything that separates you from the ground, obviously, I'm more comfortable spending more money with. And it's funny because I didn't think that way like 3 years ago. And like over the past 3 years.
How did you think 3 years ago?
I thought that being a cheapo on certain things was, just better because you're saving money. But when you realize that your shoes suck or you need actual good tires to drive through the snow.
And what do you do with money?
You use it to your advantage.
What are the 3 things that money is good for? There are only 3. There's not 4. There's not 2. There's only 3. What are the 3 things that money is good for?
I don't know. Zach, tell me.
Spending,
Mm-hmm.
investing, and giving.
I like this.
You will find nothing else that you can do with it that will bring you any sort of satisfaction. So spend that fucking money, dude.
So what do you like spending your money on?
The other 2.
Cigars.
Cigars.
Scotch.
Those are 2 things, you don't really want to...
cigars, scotch, and clothing is Zach's.
Yeah, those would be like the 3 sort of...
golf balls.
Golf balls.
Golf balls.
I play $5 golf balls.
Don't you play golf every weekend?
I play like 3 or 4 times a week, like when it's good. I didn't play a lot this year just 'cause,
when you're good or the weather's good?
No, like when like my schedule and everything like lines up. I'm always good.
Well,
I'm not always good. I can't wait for my golf buddies to watch this and then start posting like handicap scores.
Yeah,
and
we'll post
right.
We'll post it.
We're gonna be just the
That's
comments are gonna
bite.
be loaded with fucking.
That's their soundbite. I'm always good.
I'm always good. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my buddy John has a. I know he does. That'd be funny if we could like insert that clip right here.
Nice, bro.
I'm in right here.
Right over here and up here.
Saw it right here.
I'm in his. He's got a golf simulator set up, and it was like one of my first times in there. Set the golf ball up, and I'm doing a demonstration for somebody else on like how you've got to ignore the fact that there's an overhead garage door here, and like it feels very tight. You've just got to swing. And so I just went to swing and give her hell and miss the fucking ball, dude. On camera, in front of people, swing and a miss.
Okay, well, that's an emotional scar.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do you have any physical scars?
Yeah, same golf simulator. I made contact this time, and I missed the so where the screen is set up. It's held taut at the bottom, down into a piece of wood.
Can you say that one more time for me?
Taut.
Thank you.
It's held taut down in the bottom into a piece of wood, and I hit a snake raper, just clean, crisp, straight beeline into the wood, and that fucking ball came back at me at about 150 miles an hour. Dude caught me right on the inside of the thigh, just below Johnny and the boys, and dropped me. Clear on, dropped me down, like down to my knees, onto my back. Pain like you wouldn't believe.
It's funny how naturally your body went to the knees first.
Well, yeah, dude, like fuck you. Damn it.
Beyond your golf ball story, you have another crazy story.
I do. I think you're alluding to some vehicular accidents, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell us.
Yeah, when you were younger, you got
I'm trying to figure out what you were.
You got into an accident.
I did, yeah. So when I was 16, kind of up at the family cabin, the guys of the group, ladies would kind of stay back, do lady things, I guess. Guys would get together and we would just go. Most of us were motorsports enthusiasts. Zach, your girlfriend races snowcross, so she might know the Bowerly gang.
Possibly.
I don't know if you know that name or not, but they were pretty big. Most of those guys raced in like X Games. The youngest of the Bowerly group has, I don't know, a number of X Games gold. I mean, they're good guys. Anyway, so we'd take four-wheelers out and we would ride the Sioux Line Trail up in, so this would be McGregor Palisades is where my accident was. But just riding Sioux Line Trail, which used to be an old like railway, the Sioux Line. It hadn't rained in weeks. I mean, 3-4 weeks. It was dry, and you've got. I mean, I don't remember how many guys there were that were out riding, but at least a dozen, if not 2 dozen. And I was then towards the back of that pack, so with all the quads ripping down the. I feel like he's eating shit.
Is he in there?
I think so.
No, it's fucking right here.
Oh, I can't see him over Zach's shoulder.
He's good.
So we were talking about Rigsby, not Zach.
Thanks.
Yes. Well,
He's right here.
I pointed.
He's eating shit.
I pointed that way. I said I feel like he's eating shit.
He's gone.
They're not gonna know.
I promise you, I'm not eating shit. So it hasn't rained in a long time. You're riding the Sioux Trail. What are you riding?
A Polaris Raptor.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah.
What size?
450.
Okay.
Yeah, so a big bike.
I mean,
Fuck you.
Insert clip of him eating shit.
Yeah, right? Yeah, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, we're good. All right. I mean, it was big enough to get about to 60, 65 in that area. And I was towards the top end of this. We had most of this trail riding was done. So to get from
hang on. So you're saying motorcycle? You're riding
No, it's
two
quad.
wheels?
It's
okay,
quad.
You said motorcycle, so I just wanted to
Did I say motorcycle? Or I think I said
You said bike.
Same difference in my mind, I guess. Quad and a bike are the same thing. Four-wheeler is a workhorse.
A quad and a bike are two different things.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Definitely
One's got 2 wheels, one's got 4.
Literally in the
weights
name.
And
literally in the name.
Yeah.
Quad 4.
Just wanted to
bike
clarify.
2,
Just wanted to clarify.
Quad,
I'm glad we clarified.
Thank
You're riding the quad.
Yep.
And
Yep.
You're
Tear
ripping.
me down a little more if you can.
No, you're not.
We're not.
Okay.
We're not.
Yeah, so it takes a while to get from the cabin out to the trail. So most of this was kind of like backwoods riding. And then eventually we got to cross the highway. But once we crossed the highway, we had probably a 2.5 mile stretch where it was, this is the only stretch really where you can just pin it wide open. It's a straight shot, can't fuck up, just give her hell. But with all those guys in front, and then we got to be about a half mile off of the next highway intersection. So at that point, we were going to take the ditches south to reconnect with what would be Sioux Line south. So we're on North Sioux Line. This stretch here comes under tree cover, where it really gets to be like a tunnel. So you combine this tunnel effect with all the guys in front and this dust that's kicking up. And my goggles I can literally like watch it fill up with sand. So I just keep dumping it out. Throw a hand up there, dump the sand out.
You had dust collecting in your goggles.
Inside
like
the goggles,
water.
yeah. Like I could literally watch the sand just sort of fill up.
Wouldn't that mean that there's so much dust in the air of your goggles, like you'd have dust in your eyes before it's settled?
No,
like it needs to settle before it just.
And then even breathing is difficult. I mean, it's
like what size mask? Like, are you just wearing goggles? You're wearing a full mask?
It's a full face helmet just with regular riding goggles. I mean, nothing fancy about them.
Collecting dust, collecting sand.
Clear
you got
face,
a beach in your eyes.
Clear face vents, or clear shield vents. So at some point, it gets to be so obnoxious that I decide that I've got to pull over to fix what's going on. And so at that point, I looked over my shoulder to see who it was that was behind me. I'm kind of riding center trail at this point because, again, we're wide open, not trying to get too close to the ditches. And so I just looked over my shoulder to see. I knew there were 3 or 4 guys behind me, my brother-in-law being one of them. Looked over my shoulder to see where they were at the same time. I took a hand off the handlebars to kind of let some of the sand out. Use the crosswind to do that, and the combination of taking my hand off and then looking over my shoulder caused me to just put enough pressure on the handlebars to push me into the side of the trail, which had loose gravel, which then just sucked me right into the ditch. I went back after the fact, about a year later, just to kind of see. You could still see my impact area on the tree. And where that was compared to the trail was maybe 15 feet, thereabouts. I'd say about 5 yards in.
So you say you had to go back. Do you not remember hitting a tree?
No, I remember.
You remember dumping sand out of your goggles, looking back, and nothing.
The last thing I remember is kind of, and again, I mean, it's dusty. It's dusty as fuck.
Right.
The last thing I remember is barely being able to make out the front of my brother-in-law's quad, which was probably, I'd say, 25, 35 feet behind me. Mm-hmm. I could kind of see it.
Yep.
And then after that, it goes black. So the next thing after that is I wake up and I've got... So my brother-in-law sat on my hips and then had his hands on my shoulders, so he's holding me down. So where the...
That's what you woke up to?
Yeah, where the impact took place, so it was 2 heads. It was my brother-in-law on top of me here with the other head coming over from behind me. Kurt Bowerly, one of the oldest of the Bowerly bunch, was holding my head kind of behind my neck here and then up underneath my jaw. So Kurt and his brothers racing professionally, they've broken damn near every bone in their body. So he kind of like already knew, like, okay, shit, this is bad. This is what you got to do. Support the head, support the neck. Most likely he's fucked up somewhere in the back. So just make sure he's not getting up, which I was trying to do. So the impact...
At this point, did you know something was wrong?
I had no idea. No,
like when you came to, were you just like, "What are you guys doing?" Like, something happened. Like, what are you thinking when when you're coming to, like, you just wiped out and you're coming to, back to reality. Like, what's going through your head at the time? Are you like...
My exact words were, "What the fuck happened?" Which is what I was trying to get out, but I couldn't talk because I'd collapsed both lungs. So I wasn't able to like vocalize anything. It just kind of came out as like real soft whispers,
mumbles.
And at the same time too, I'd fucked my jaw up so bad. So the impact took my helmet off. Helmet went 50 or so feet behind me. I was laying about 10 feet or so off of the from where the tree and the ATV collided. I was about 10 feet behind that. And my brother-in-law was sitting across me because I was trying to stand up to walk. I don't remember trying to stand up. So like the impact must have taken place. I went unconscious, and then in the process of like coming to, I still wasn't all there, but I was trying to stand up. So he kind of like held me back down. Kurt supported my head. Nate, another one of the guys of the family, called 911. Ambulance showed up. So in this amount of time, like I said, I fucked my jaw up, so I'm spitting teeth out. It's mostly blood in and around I had a little cut on my chin here, but between that and then the blood from my mouth, I mean, it looked way worse on my head than it actually was. This was really the only head damage other than concussion and, that sort of thing.
And why you look the way you do now, yeah.
Yeah, devilishly handsome?
Yeah, okay.
All right. I looked this way before the accident. Mind you.
You keep having to buy him these weird fucking mirrors.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You missing teeth, got to cut your neck, collapsed lungs.
Yeah, so they jerry-rigged we were about a quarter mile at this point off the highway. The ambulance showed up, wasn't able to make its way down the trail. So they drug a gurney down the trail, and then they rigged that up to the back of one of the other quads, threw me onto that, drugged me down the trail to the ambulance. Ambulance took me to the hospital. From there, they did a quick, I have no idea what it was, quick CAT scan or MRI or something to determine that my back was all fucked up. And they said, hey, yeah, we're gonna have to airlift him down to North Memorial. So I was down there for 12 weeks, give or take.
12 weeks?
Yeah.
12 weeks?
So broke my back in 6 places. Lacerated a spleen, a kidney, the face stuff, but this was all taken care of later, after the fact. The main thing was, so I was in the hospital, I think 24 hours or so before could have been 48. Most of this I don't remember. Showing up to the hospital, I remember the helicopter coming down. I kind of woke up, I think, when it touched down, and then they slid the door open, and it got real bright. And I really only remember, like, the blades kind of going around overhead. And then I went out again. Coming to that, so between the hospital up north, they loaded me onto the helicopter. I was still stable at that point. Mid-flight, my vitals went flat, and I was flat until we landed, and they were able to bring out whatever it is that they brought out. Yeah, so legally dead. So I've died.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah.
Odd time, it's 11:11 right now. If I could make a wish. Stay dead, bitch.
Just kidding, bro. Right? Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I'm glad you're alive.
So, yeah.
That's crazy. So, all in all, don't take your hands off the steering wheel of your quad when you're ripping.
Handlebars, but yes.
Okay. Handlebars.
This is why we do simulated now.
Yeah.
No risk of getting hurt.
It's crazy how, like, your whole life can change within a matter of seconds.
Oh, yeah.
And
like,
all of a sudden,
literal
like...
second.
And some things just stay the same, you still get pulled into the loose dirt.
Insert clip here. No, dude. Honestly, thank you for coming on the show, and I appreciate it. A lot of fun.
For sure. I mean, it's mainly coming on camera. I mean, I'm still like a part
coming
of
on the show. He came down the stairs.
Yeah. He's finally just a visual now.
Now. You get to see his
audio.
face.
We got both. Yeah. We got audio and visual here. So thanks. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Stay tuned for next week, because next week we have Cam, one of our good buddies, coming on, and we have a surprise for him. Also, we get to see his race time, see how he competes, and yeah. Do you have anything for us to head off on?
Head off on? No.
Well,
that was great. That was fun.
That's what you head off on.
That's what I head off on. I had a great time.
We always do.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.